Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to this ninth qualifier. As I said, we've had 8 before, quite a few teams already on the leaderboard. The 64 schools are vying for a spot in the top 24 on the leaderboard to be able to qualify for the semi-finals. Before we proceed, it is my privilege to thank the partners that we have had on this wonderful journey. First and foremost, the IIM Calcutta Innovation Park, the incubation cell at the Indian Institute of Management, Calcutta, has been our knowledge partner, without whose invaluable help this event would not have been possible. We also have to thank our gold sponsors, BSNL, associate sponsors, Webel Fujisoft Vara Center of Excellence and Logdhun, and prize sponsor, the SKC LNCT Group of Colleges from Madhya Pradesh. We thank all of them for being a part of this journey in which we are looking for the budding entrepreneurs in our young learners. Today's qualifier sees 4 schools competing. We have the Abu Dhabi Indian School Branch 1 from Abu Dhabi, the Delhi Public School Haldwani, the Infant Jesus School from Ambernath, and Manipal School from Mangalore. I would now request all the participants to please switch on their cameras. We would love to know you guys better. So if you could introduce yourselves to us in the audience one by one, that would be great. The Abu Dhabi Indian School Branch 1, why don't you go first?
All right. Hey everyone, good evening. My name is Jingle Juju. Yes, you heard that right. I study in class 12 and I represent Abu Dhabi Indian School, Branch 1 Al-Wadba, which is based in Abu Dhabi. My interest or my hobbies are that I love to play music instruments and I am a very passionate Manchester United fan. Yeah, that's about it.
Hi everyone, I am Kulin Subi and I also study in the Indian School Al-Wadba. And I'm a student of grade 12 and my interests and hobbies are like Jingle, my favorite club is also Manchester United, and I also like to watch Formula 1.
Hello everyone, my name is Gokul Krishnan. I'm also from Addis Al-Wadba as a 12th grader. My interests and hobbies are drawing and I like to play games.
Good afternoon everyone, I'm Kevin Martin Saldana. I'm from Addis Al-Wadba, grade 12, and my hobbies are playing cricket.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, the team from Abu Dhabi, and all the best for today's contest. We now get across to Haldwani. Delhi Public School team, would you please introduce yourselves?
Good evening, everyone. This is Vartika Paladia from Delhi Public School, Haldwani. And as per of my hobbies, I'm really into reading.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Harshvardhan Kunyar. I am from Delhi Public School, Haldwani, currently studying in class 11th, and my hobbies are to play games and reading books.
Good morning, everyone. This is Lakshpar from DPS Haldwani, and I'm in 11th grade. As according to my hobbies, I like to write music and compose music as well. My favorite instruments are guitar and piano.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Shreya Poriyal from Delhi Public School, Haldwani, and I'm currently studying in grade 11. My hobbies are to play basketball and other sports.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Vaishnavi Khulya. I'm from DPS Haldwani, currently studying in 11th standard, and my hobbies are playing basketball.
Vaishnavi, I think your connection is dipping in and out a little bit. Could you just quickly check your Wi-Fi before your team starts presenting? That would be great. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Getting across to the team from Infant Jesus School.
Good evening, everyone. Myself, Sakshi Patil. I am studying in Infant Jesus School, Ambernath. I am currently in standard 10.
Good evening to one and all. I am Adya Shetty and I study in class 10.
Good evening, everyone. I am Anmol Vimal from class 10, studying in Infant Jesus School.
Good evening to one and all. My name is Asta Shetty and I study in class 10. Good evening, everyone. I am Soham Savalkar from grade 10.
Thank you, the team from Infant Jesus School, Amarnath. All the best to the team. And I think we are left with Manipal School, Mangalore.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Divi Chauhan and I study in Manipal School, Mangalore. I study in grade 9 and my hobbies include studying biology and baking.
Hello everyone, I'm Mohit Karkera. I'm in class 10th and I'm representing Manipal School today.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Neeril and I study in grade 9. My hobbies are drawing and reading.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Advik Acharya from Manipal School, Mangalore. I currently study at grade 9.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Mahika Sushant from Manipal School, Mangalore, and my hobbies are reading and dancing.
Well, those are the 4 teams that we have today. A wonderful lineup. Also, this is the time when I say thank you to the 2 wonderful, wonderful judges that IIM Calcutta Innovation Park has helped us with. It is now my privilege to quickly introduce the judges to you. We have with us Flo Oberhofer, who is a German social entrepreneur in India. He is also the program head of the Prime Startup Hub in Meghalaya at the IIM Calcutta Innovation Park. He works at the intersections between startups, technology, nature, and the less developed parts of India. With that, he's on a mission to make the next century the century of social startups, social businesses, social entrepreneurship, impact investing, and empathy. His focus rests on clean tech, rural healthcare, soil restoration, and agri-tech. He's also the founder and director of Bharat Impact CSR in India, a co-founder at Edible Forest, and he's also an adjunct professor at the Business School faculty of Deggendorf Institute of Technology in Germany. Flo, thank you so much for being back here. It's wonderful to have you again.
Thanks a lot.
You're welcome. We also have with us Shrikant Prabhu, who is building up Capita, a captable and ESOP SaaS in India. Capita is a Singapore headquartered digital equity management platform for private companies, particularly startups. Its software CapMap is designed to enable capitalization table management, employee stock ownership plan management, and digital ESOP issuance. He himself, Mr. Prabhu, is an alumnus of IIM Bangalore. Prior to that, he attended Cornell University and the National Institute of Technology in Karnataka. Mr. Prabhu, thank you so much for making the time to be here today. Privileged to have you with us.
Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone.
Well, those were the introductions that I had to make. I also need to introduce you to Notebook, who we are and what we do. Well, we operate with the mission of making life simpler for teachers and students. This is one of the ways in which we do that. On Notebook, with more than 10,000 pre-recorded videos at your disposal, you would never have to miss anything written by a teacher down again. Well, on to the job at hand. This is qualifier number 9, and Abu Dhabi Indian School Branch 1, you're the first team up. May I request the other participants to please switch off your cameras. Let's have only the Abu Dhabi Indian School team with their cameras on so that we can focus on the team. You guys will also need to tell me who of you is going to share your screen.
So I will be sharing my screen. Jingle, Jiju.
All right. Jingle, could you please try sharing your screen once so that we can give it a test?
Yeah, sure.
Great. We can see your screen. Infant Jesus School, Sakshi Patel, if you don't mind, could you switch off your camera for now? Is there somebody else also logged in from your ID? Because I see somebody with a camera on.
Yes.
If your camera is already switched off, may I change that person to an attendee?
Yes, sir. Yes.
All right, perfect. Thank you so much. Well, the Abu Dhabi Indian School, you let me know when you're willing to start and I will start your timer.
Yes, sir, we are ready.
Great. So Abu Dhabi Indian School Branch 1, all the best for your presentation. Your time for 7 minutes on the clock starts now.
Almost every sanitary product uses this slogan in their ads: kills 99% of germs or bacteria. But have you ever wondered if it is really true or not?
Or this. This is a very famous picture these days. Corona cells. These tiny microscopic things have caused us a lot of trouble and havoc. Now to the left, the serious question we have posed is yet to be answered. And to the right, a massive problem which has, you could say, changed the course of the present as well as the future.
A very warm good evening to everyone present here. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where germ kill comes into play. We are Team Addis Al Watba.
Moving on to the million-dollar question. What actually is GermKill? GermKill is an app created to recognize how effective the sanitizers which you use are. It's a revolutionary application ensured to reduce your chances of catching COVID-19 or any other preventable disease. This app is compatible with the latest smartphones or smartphones which have operating systems above Android 5 or iOS 10.
We at GermKill found that such an app has never been developed. And during this exact moment in time, we can't stress enough how much a technology like ours at GermKill is in need of the hour.
Now, since we've gone over what GermKill is and its purpose, let's move into how GermKill actually works. First of all, we use AR, AI, and computer-trained intelligence that can detect the effectiveness of the sanitizers that you've used, right from your very own smartphone camera. Second, we'll cooperate with government agencies such as SEHA, DOH, and various other biotechnological companies to make our results turn out to be the most accurate with maximum efficiency. GermKill is a moral and a social cause. We are providing our service for the upkeep and the health and safety of the common people. Our prime motive still remains the public's welfare.
Moving on to the features that we provide. So what does GermKill provide? GermKill can show the concentration of alcohol and the effectiveness of sanitizers on your hands. This is our primary and foremost feature. This feature helps you realize how clean your hands really are. GermKill can also show you the nearest PCR test centers based on your location. And with this feature, you can find a test center which is near your location without any hassle. You can even proceed to book appointments with the app too. This makes the process so much easier and convenient. GermKill helps you find vaccination centers based on your location and convenience. It essentially does things the same way it helps you find PCR test centers, but for vaccination centers. Using GermKill, you can also determine your body's temperature using thermal scanning, which is available in almost all latest smartphones. And those were our primary features. The secondary features include GermKill also lets you order various sanitizers online, and it also lets the users know the information about the sanitizer by scanning the bottle.
Now, our target customers. Who all are our potential clients? Anyone who's concerned about their health and safety is a potential target customer. We are targeting customers who own a smartphone and is willing to pay $1.99 per month. Based on location, we are planning to start the service in the UAE as our phase 1. And as for phase 2, we plan on expanding to India as well as to other South Asian or GCC countries. So anyone who fulfills these conditions are a target customer for us at GermKill. Now, based on everything we have said so far, our USP essentially is that GermKill is the only app you'll need to navigate through the pandemic and post-pandemic life with no stress at all. If
you divert your attention to the presentation, you can see a revenue model. We offer a paid service. The customer pays a reasonable sum for our app. As you all know, every good thing comes with a price. So we have charged a mere 150 Indian rupee, which is equal to 199 US dollar as a form of monthly subscription payment. We earn our revenue partly from subscription fee and partly from advertising revenues. Also to encourage purchase and to give the customers a little preview of what our app is really all about, we will be giving out a 7-day free trial, as research has shown that free trials promote and encourages sales a lot. Moreover, we use the psychological pricing strategy to persuade the customers a tad more.
As a marketing strategy, we plan on pursuing a very aggressive ad campaign. We plan on combining commercial advertising, direct marketing, as well as indirect marketing. Social media campaigns will also play a huge role. We hope all of this together will put our brand out there and make Germkill a common, familiar name among the public.
Our team will consist of medical professionals and doctors, because obviously we are a healthcare app, and the other half will be made up of software developers, marketing experts who are hardworking and determined to help and keep the health standards of the public at a high.
These images you see are some snapshots of the app. They basically show a beta demo version of what our app will look like when it's done. We are planning on releasing a prototype version to selected few people to get their feedback. Public feedback is very essential for us at Germkill. We plan on altering and modifying our app based on the feedback until it's the best possible version of itself.
So what are you waiting for? You are now looking at the next big thing in the market. Germkill kills your germs. Thank you.
Team from Abu Dhabi, very well done. Wonderful presentation. Let's see what the judges think of it. Judges, you have now 6 minutes to ask the team any questions that you want. Over to you.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Shubayu. Congratulations, Abu Dhabi team. Well done. Great presentation. I just want to understand from your side, first of all, this technology to detect, like what you had said, the alcohol on your hands, like, is it something that every phone has? Like, how does it, explain briefly, not more than a minute, how does it work specifically?
So basically, if you look at it, a few smartphones only have that feature. So it's not like a Nokia phone can detect it. So when you look at detecting alcohol, it would only be smartphones which are Android 5.0 plus and iOS 10 or later. So not all phones can detect the alcohol content, but few phones who have that specific camera are able to detect that alcohol content.
So what specific feature of the phone is it that can detect this content?
So it's the camera.
Okay. Okay. Shrikant, from your side.
Yeah, great. No, thanks. Good presentation and very contextual or very relevant solution for the times we are living in. But yeah, I also had a similar question. What Flo mentioned, I didn't understand the innovation per se, but I get that this is a very generic feature of the phone. So how are you really differentiating yourself? Anyone having this phone is able to understand the alcohol content, or basis that alcohol content, able to say whether the surface is infected or not, right? So and the other layers that you're adding on top of it are more informational layers which are already there in other apps, right? You are just trying to bring it all together perhaps. So why do you think people will pay for the service, right? First of all, like if I have any Nokia phone, like you mentioned, I have the service and I can always go to Cowin or whatever app and access vaccination and all those details. So what was your thought process in ensuring that you will create an app and people will pay for it? Did you do any validation on this app? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So especially speaking from our point of view, we're in Abu Dhabi right now, and here it's a big hassle to go to take PCR tests, to take vaccinations, and there's a lot of different apps from the government as well as the private apps. But I couldn't really find one app that can provide all solutions for our problems. So Basically, our app Germkill, it's convenience at its finest. It's very convenient for people to use, and it has all the features you need to navigate through the pandemic life.
Okay. Okay, fair enough. Second, I wanted to ask you also on the market opportunity, right? So I agree with you to say that the market is very huge because everyone is impacted by COVID, right? But um, but still, like, okay, next 1 year, how are you even going after the market? Because I can always say the market is very huge. But as an enterprise, let's say if you're running a business really tomorrow onwards, right? Do you have a sense of how many users will you get in say 1 year or 1 quarter? Have you done a little bit of planning there just to understand, because that is the next step towards setting up a business, right? I wanted your sense whether you done that homework. Yeah.
Yes, sir, because for our research purposes, we have based it on a government app. It's called
Okay.
Al Hosn app. It's almost everyone has it here in UAE, and it has
Okay.
gained a reasonable amount of followers or users in quite a short amount of time. So we have more features than them. So I'm really confident that we'll gain a steady following.
Okay. And last question I have was on your how will you become profitable? So of course you are charging $1.99 or whatever, 150 rupees. So have you done some calculation that obviously you need to invest money initially, right? Do you know how much money you have to invest initially? When will you become profitable? What is the population that you need to eventually become profitable? Have you made that calculation?
So I guess partially we have talked about in a revenue model, Jingle.
Yeah, which is where you say you're charging 150 rupees or $1.99.
Yes. Yes.
But you might also need to think of at what scale will, if so many people pay 1.99, will I be able to meet my costs, right? So little bit you have to think about that as well. I mean, I know that this is a competition and all of that, but yeah, if you are really running your enterprise tomorrow, which I hope you all will do, because it is so encouraging that so young age you guys are coming up with so innovative plans. So I hope you take care of these factors. Maybe Flo, anything else from your side you want to add?
No, I think we are good to go. I think one or two more questions you asked that I also wanted to ask. So yeah, I think
Perfect.
I'm fine.
Good luck, team. Very nice presentation, and good luck. Yeah.
All the best to your team.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you, judges, and well done, team. The judges are scoring you on 100. I hope the judges have access to the scoring sheet I had sent out earlier.
Yes.
Shrikant, do you have access to the sheet?
It's on email, right? I'll just check. Yeah.
All right. In the meantime, while the judges are scoring the team on 100, here is the audience's time to score the team out of 20. You would see a poll on your screen. You can rate the team on 20. You can rate them 5 on 20, 10 on 20, 15 on 20, or 20 on 20. Five young entrepreneurs from Abu Dhabi, eagerly waiting for your judgment of how you find the Germkill app to be. "30 seconds in, about 60% of people have voted. We have more than 200 people here, so this might take a little bit of time. The poll will be up for 90 seconds, but do hurry up. We are a minute in, and we have almost 70% of the votes in. The last 10 seconds, more than 70% of people have voted in. The rest who are waiting, please don't. Just vote. Well, that's time, 90 seconds. I have the polls in, I have the judges' scores in. Team Abu Dhabi Indian School Branch 1. Very, very well done. Congratulations. It is now time to call upon the next school. The next school, ladies and gentlemen, is Delhi Public School, Haldwani. DPS Haldwani team, if you could please switch on your cameras. Please let me know who would be sharing his or her screen.
Sir, it will be me, Lakshvar.
All right, Laksh, could you just try sharing once?
Yes, sir.
We can see your screen, Laksh. So you need to tell me when you're ready to start.
Yes, sir. We are good to go.
All right. So team from Delhi Public School Haldwani, all the best. Your time for 7 minutes on the clock starts now.
The way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. A lot of people have ideas, but there are a few who decide to do something about them now, not tomorrow, not next week, but today. The true entrepreneur is a doer, not a dreamer, because ideas are easy, implementation is hard. So good evening, one and all present here. Today, we, the students of Delhi Public School Haldwani, are going to present our innovation in front of you.
Sweating is something very common, and I doubt if there is a person who doesn't know about it. Sweating helps in assisting the kidney with excretion. No person is without some level of toxic metals in their bodies, circulating and accumulating with acute and chronic lifetime exposures. And with our product, we'll help you to identify those harmful toxins in sweat. Fit and Fab presents you the STA or Sweat Toxin Analyzer Bands, a product to help you to stay fit and fab. The main objective of a product is to warn the user about any harmful toxin within their body so that they are prepared for any future ailment.
STA bands analyze the sweat and informs the user about the harmful toxins present in their bodies through an application which is to be downloaded on the linked device. STA bands will not only inform you about the toxin, but will also provide you ways to keep the toxin in check. The working of our product can be explained in 5 easy steps. Secretion of sweat from the sweat glands, collection of sweat, transportation of sweat to the sensor, analyzing the concentration of targeted analytes, and sending a notification of the toxin found to the linked device. But idea alone is not enough. Therefore, we require an administrative structure for our startup. An administrative structure will have a production department that will be responsible for the product planning and execution throughout the product lifecycle. A sales and after sales department that will be responsible for leading and guiding a teams of sales people in the company and look after the customer services. A research and development department that will look after the management of activities that company undertake to innovate and introduce new products and services. A HR department that will be responsible for managing the employee life cycle, a finance department that is responsible for acquiring funds for the firm and managing them, an information and technology department that will be responsible for the hardware, software, and networking in the company, and a marketing department that will plan campaigns and develop communication material to promote products and services to the customers. Moving further, for our business, we are planning to add features of a fit band to our STA bands so that we can attract more customers and provide the users with more features to help them stay fit and healthy. In addition to that, we'll be providing free samples to the group of 100 people for a month, and then collect the feedback of all the people. And on basis of those feedback, we'll imply any future changes to the model. The marketing of a product will be through promotions with the help of hospitals, gyms, and sport academies, as those are the places where our product can be used at its best. We will also proceed with social media marketing, television, and radio advertisements. Now, why our product? We at Fit and Fab guarantee you that our product is better than other products at the market. We are cost efficient as we will be using solar energy to power our machines. And since our product also has the feature of a fit band, it will provide multiple functions to all the users in one product. Our product has many advantages, like it can be really helpful for the patients of sugar and BP, as it can help them check the levels of elements like sodiums in their body without going through any blood test. Also, on the basis of the level of toxin present in the body, the STA band will not only provide you with the ways to keep the toxin in check, but will also provide you with a list of suitable doctors in your area. it will be your own personal mini doctor.
Our products can be used by everyone, as these days the toxin can reach the body through many means, such as food or air. But the main focus is on the people who live in polluted areas, people who are health enthusiastic, and people who are regular to the places like gyms and sport academies. Now, talking about the investors, the people who are most likely to be interested in investing our products are the companies that manufacture sports articles and the companies that manufacture Fitbins and fitness agencies. Now, the Fit and Tab will be concluding their presentation. Thank you. We are open for questions now.
Delhi Public School Haldwani, very, very well done. That sounds like a very interesting idea, especially since I'm sitting in Calcutta where people are sweating bucket loads every day. But I'll leave it to the judges to ask you the questions. Over to you, sirs.
Shrikant, you want to go ahead?
Great. Thank you, Flo. Yeah, I'll do that. So thanks, team. Delhi Public School. Very impressive presentation. I'm just awed by the fact that you guys are able to produce such good presentations. When I think I was in 10th grade or 12th grade, I think I was just playing cricket like many of your hobbies are. So, but jokes apart, good presentation again. And again, first question I want to ask: why did you choose this problem? Like, did you go, or how was your the whole idea? How did the idea come about? Can anyone answer?
Yes, sir. First of all, I will thank you for asking us this question. Now, it's kind of like well, my grandparents came to visit us since they were diabetes patient, they were just going through their daily sugar checkup. Now, my grandmother was very old and somewhat impatient, so she was bored by all the process involved in that. And one day I was just surfing through Instagram and I happened to see a post that said that toxins in blood can be detected in sweat as well. So from there, I came up with an idea that if there was a technology that can show compositions of sweat with now this can reduce time and replace big machines by a compact analyzer. So from that's how I got this idea.
Okay. So just a follow on to that. So good. It always good that your problems are something you get insights from your own example, like life examples, which is strong because you are facing the issue in some sense. But my question then is, what do we do with this data? Like for example, Fitbit, I know, right? I want to ensure I burn so much calories. I want to take so many steps and all of that. But with this toxin data, what will I do? So, why did you choose to record toxin data? Maybe it is a clinical data, right? That doctor will need to act upon it, right? But what will I do with this data on a daily basis? What do you have to say about that?
So basically, it will help you in being proactive rather than reactive. Okay. So if anyhow I get to know about any toxin in my body that can cause any ailment to me in the future, so I'll be prepared in advance, and it will also save a lot of time and money that will be wasted on the treatment later. So somehow we are helping the people in being health aware.
Okay. So sorry. Yeah. Okay. But tell me again. So if you collect the data, who is telling? Is the app telling that this has crossed a particular mark, that I need to be careful? How is that happening?
So basically, when the sensor will analyze the sweat, so it will give you a check about the toxins, the level of toxins in your body. So it will send you a notification on the app. So there you'll get the ways through which you can keep the toxins in check and what ailments can it cause. So also some elements, when they increase in the body, it is really harmful for the body. So they will even tell you the level of those elements. So for example, as we said in our PPT, sodium. So since it can be a problem for BP or sugar patients. So therefore it is a solution for those people, like to help them.
And do you plan to work with doctors in this? Like, do you
yes, sir. So as we told about this in the PPT, sir, promotion, sir, at the hospital, sir, we will like to, so we like if hospitals can help us in promotions, and since
more than promoting with hospitals, I would say you should ideally get a partner
Yes, sir.
like a
So
doctor,
the
and they
thing
will
is,
validate your model, right? Yeah, okay.
so being a new product, we like to be independent, and when I think at after a point of time when we are ready to collab, at that time I guess we'll go for partnership business.
Yeah, but
So
you see,
that's why.
like a retail product which is in this domain of health, right? It generally says it is clinically approved and all of that, because as a consumer, I would need to trust your product, right? And so if you don't have the credentials of being validating it clinically, you might need to partner with someone. Last question I have is, you have not described anywhere on your revenue model and all of that, right? So how will you make money, or you don't want to make
So
money?
So
no,
the
sir,
thing
that's
is,
not the thing, sir. It's like, sir, since we have said we have included Fitbit, so sir, the basic price of Fitbit, the normal fitness band, is around like $7.25 US dollars. So since we are adding an sweat analyzer, and which is around like which is not costly enough, because there is only a simple mechanism of microfluid collection. So with that we'll be charging around 6.50 US dollars, and US dollars, and around like 2k 2000 Indian rupees. So that would be our minimal price.
excuse me, sir, I would like to add a point. So
Yeah, please.
basically, the reason for not adding the costing in the PPT was, so we mentioned that we'll be giving 100 free samples. So if we give the free samples and they work, and if people are impressed and they give us ideas that how we can improve our model, so some way we are gaining the trust of the public. And so that will be a great deal for us, sir, because between a customer and a seller, so I guess I feel that the important thing is trust. So sir, when we provide the samples, so we are building up trust. And so if the models are then in future, if they are modified according to them, so they will, so those people will be the one who are promoting our model. And so we are basically here to help people, so to make us really happy.
Okay. Flo, you have any questions?
Just one quick question from my side. What is just explain us briefly, what is the technology like? Like, is it already the sensor you're speaking of, is it already existing, or you have to develop it? When you collect fluids, you also have to discharge this fluid again, right? Like, does it have to be cleaned? So just briefly on the technology, is it already existing, or you have to develop it from zero?
Sir, yes, it is already existing, but it's like, sir, we can take an example of a desktop, like the sweat analyzer is existing, but it is like it's not compatible. It's not compatible, like no one could wear it on a wrist and travel around. So it's like a desktop. The existing variable is like a desktop, and what we are offering is like a laptop that where people can easily wear around their wrist and go on walking. And talking about the mechanism, the analyzer are embedded onto a plastic in a manner similar to the way a printing press imprints text on a newspaper. Now, inside the sensors, there are spiraling microfluid tubes that can derive information on the rate at which the viewer is sweating. Then the tubes also have tiny chemical sensors that can measure the concentration of different components, including the toxins present in the sweat. Now, a class of molecules that interacts with enzymes also are present, so to check what are the components. Now, this process also allows for production of scale, which means large volumes at low cost. Now, in initial testing, the trackers could understand when the liquid loss of the volunteer tester was too much during the intense exercise session, which could also reduce the dehydration in the body of the tester. So that's how the working of our sweat analyzer is defined. Thank you.
Okay, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, team. Great presentation. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Well, thank you, judges, for those questions. The last answer definitely took me back to my class 11 chemistry and bio classes. I will now request the audience to please place your votes for the team from DPS Haldwani. You have this poll on your screens. You have 90 seconds to cast your vote. You're rating the team from DPS Haldwani. You can rate them 5 on 20, 10 on 20, 15 on 20, or 20 on 20. In the meantime, if the judges could please fill in the scores in the scoring sheet. Quick show of hands. How many of you here are +2 biology students?
Me.
You're a biology student. So that takes care of the part of having a doctor.
So 4 of us are biology students and 1 is mathematics.
Oh, wow. Wonderful. So future doctors come entrepreneurs. We are about 50 seconds in, 65% people have voted. Come on. A lot of people still left to vote. You would want to have your say on this wonderful, wonderful product, wouldn't you? Down to the last 20 seconds. The last 5 seconds, we've had 75% of people voting. The rest, 25%, you missed the chance. That's time. We have the polls, we have the scores. Team from DPS Haldwani, very, very well done. It's now time for me to invite the team from Infant Jesus School, Ambernath. The team from Infant Jesus School, if you could please switch on your cameras. Could you also please let me know who would be sharing the screen?
Me, Soham.
Hi, Soham. Can you just try sharing once so that we can do a quick check? Yes, Soham, we can see your screen. Let me know when you're ready to start.
So we are good to go.
Great. So team from Infant Jesus School, Ambernath, all the best. Your time for 7 minutes on the clock starts now.
Once again, a very good evening to one and all, and we present you 108 case. So here are my department heads, founder and co-founder Ms. Sakshi Patel and Ms. Adya Shetty, production department Master Anmol Vimal, costing and finance department Ms. Asta Shetty, research and development Master Soham Savalkar, marketing department Ms. Adya Shetty. So the problem today we are here to solve is the need of loads of complicated machines to check our body parameters like blood pressure, oxygen levels, heart rate, and temperature. Now, we can either visit the doctor regularly or buy a smartwatch. Now, so do I believe that a smartwatch is not really affordable for a lot of us. Well, we do have a solution to this. The solution is a mobile case which can help you keep track of your body parameters. Now, this mobile case is also a self-charging device, which means it charges itself with the help of the body heat. Requesting Soham to continue.
So there are touch sensors placed at particular points in the case, which are connected to the digital display pulse rate, which can tell you the following parameters: the pulse rate, oxygen level, BP, etc. Initially, it is powered by a solar panel, which can be used to charge the case as well as the phone. Through the sensors placed at particular points, we can get the following parameters. Initially, it is powered by solar panel. As well, it has lithium cell batteries and it has thermoregulator generators, which can convert the body heat into the electrical energy. It basically does this by by differentiating the temperature of the surrounding to the body temperature. The case is fully customizable. Material used is recyclable plastic or rubber. Handing over to Master Anmol.
So when it comes to production, we will produce constantly. We will also produce according to the market need. The facility of the production we will be going is by sequence analyzed by us. The equipment which will be used in this production is with zero flexibility. Handling of material is totally automated. No one can identify the components or material used in our final product. And of course, planning and scheduling is our routine action. Now I would request Sakshi to take over.
Sakshi, your audio is breaking. I have paused the timer, don't worry. Sakshi, we can't hear you.
Hello?
Sakshi, your audio is dipping in and out. We can't hear you clearly.
Okay. So 5 minutes.
I think Sakshi's connection is not working great. Could one of her teammates...
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, I'll continue.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Sakshi, but your quality of audio is not great. It might be a problem because your voice is cutting in and out.
Hello?
Yeah.
Maybe Sakshi, you can turn off the video and speak. If that's
Okay.
fine. I don't know. Yeah.
So,
I don't think her connection is supporting it.
Yeah.
Astha, would you mind taking over?
Yes, sure. So coming to the
I'm
cost.
gonna, hold on. I'm going to restart the timer.
Yes, sir.
So I'm starting now.
Yes. So coming to the costing and finance department, you might have noticed that the cost of a smartwatch is approximately 1,900 and the cost of an oximeter and a BP machine are approximately 1,500 and 1,300 respectively. Whereas the price of a product, the 108 case, is rupees 1,000. The warranty we are giving is of 2 years. Finance. We will at the start acquire loans from the banks to build our manufacturing plant. We will use optimization techniques to reduce the cost of the product. Also, we will decide the unique selling proportion for common covers and customized covers based on the raw materials and production. Now, the research and development department. The research and development department will focus on how we can utilize recycled material for developing our case so that the environment is not harmed. Also, we will pay attention that the product looks aesthetically pleasing so that it appeals to the customer. We will develop such a technology that will charge the battery with the help of body heat. The marketing department will play a very vital role in our business model. In this era of internet, we will make sure to use social media as an effective advertising tool. We will conduct surveys, understand our customers' needs, and then customize the product accordingly. We will collect orders, promote our product, and arrange for collaborations with big companies so that our product reaches the people. Lastly, we would like to thank the team of Notebook, IIM Calcutta Innovation Park, and the team of Infant Jesus School. Thank you. We are open to questions now.
Well done, team from Infant Jesus School, Ambernath. I always love it when if there's a slight snag and you just pick up and take it up from there. Beautiful spirit. I'll leave it to the judges now for the questions.
Well done, team. Good presentation. My first question would be, who is gonna buy this product? Like, what is the kind of customer you envision that should buy this product? What is the profile?
So I think most of the general audience would like to buy this product because a mobile case can fit in a Nokia phone, an Android phone, or an iOS. So everyone can buy this product. Also, everyone would like to make sure that their health is on track and they are healthy. So blood pressure and oxygen rate play a very vital role in determining health in the initial stages. So this product will be targeted to the major audiences.
So Asta, you would buy this product for your phone, for your smartphone?
Yes, sir. Sure. Surely.
Okay, thanks. Shrikant, over to you.
So yeah, one question I have is how technically you have you done a technical feasibility of this? Like, I mean, I know that you might not have all the time to like really look at the details of it, but how feasible it is? Because typically such devices are always in touch. Here you are assuming that somebody is always keeping their phone in their hand, right? So what is the assumption based on? Is it that way? Is it foolproof from a technical and practical standpoint is my question. Or have you done any analysis on that? Yeah. And why did you choose to use this mobile cover as the approach? Yeah. Anyone wants to answer?
Yes, sir. So basically, a mobile case is something everyone generally uses. So
Right.
and we are not assuming that the customer will always have the mobile in their hand. When the customer touches the mobile, it will have touch sensors on specific points, so that the touch sensor will identify the blood, what is the blood pressure and what is the oxygen rate in the blood, and it will display on the screen. So basically, when if the product is if the case is kept somewhere else, and when we touch it, it will automatically detect the temperature and oxygen rate.
Okay. Okay. Let's wait for your product to come in the market, and then I'll surely buy. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Anything
Thanks
else?
a lot, team.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
Thanks.
bye.
Well done, guys. But this is grossly unfair. You are acquiring customers on Notebook Ignite. I'm justifiably going to charge you channel fees. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is where you have your say. You have to rate the Infant Jesus School Ambernath on their performance. You're rating them out of 20 as the judges are rating them out of 100. You have the poll on your screen now. Time to vote. Oh, wow. 10 seconds and we've had 55% of people voting. I would say Infant Jesus School does a good job of using social media for their marketing, going by the looks of this poll. We are at about 30 seconds and 76% of people have voted. As I keep reminding people, at Notebook events, we get a better voting percentage than most democracies in the world. Halfway in, 80% votes in. The balance 50 people who are yet to vote, why not? A minute up. But I swear we did not plan this. 3 teams in a row deciding to have sensors on mobile devices or wearables for body fluids or something in the medical sector is very interesting. In fact, in the earlier session today at 3 o'clock, 3 teams came up with plans around clothing, and we have not done any kind of segmentation. The draws are purely done at random and matching similarly sized schools. Well, that's 1 minute, 30 seconds. Thank you so much for your votes. Thank you for your polls. Team Infant Jesus School from Ambernath, very, very well done. It is now time to invite the 4th and final school for today, the Manipal School from Bangalore. Manipal School, Bangalore, if the participants could all switch on their cameras. Yeah, we have the team on screen. Who is sharing? Hi, Devi. Could you just share your screen once so that we can do a quick check? Great. We can see your screen. Devi, if you don't mind, can you just keep your audio on and say a few lines, because I think there was a disturbance on your audio.
I hope I'm audible right now.
Perfect now. Great. All right, guys, if you're ready.
Yes, sir.
Great. So Manipal School, Bangalore, all the best. Your time for 7 minutes on the clock starts now.
A very good evening to one and all present here. We are Manipal School, Mangalore, and today we present to you Populus Uttariyati. Populous Uttaryati is a business that will help cities control high humidity levels with the help of a humidizer. Humidity is everywhere and it is good, but as always with everything, only up to a certain extent. Too much of it causes a lot of problems. Well, let's take a look at those, shall we? Why is humidity a problem? For one, people who live in areas with higher humidity, like Mangalore itself, change their devices many times a year, resulting in increasing expenses. Humidity can rot wooden furniture, cause mold growth, and increase insects in your house. Items with metallic components have to be painted regularly, like picnic benches, iron gates, and the culprit, you guessed it, is humidity. Did you know that each year machinery, buildings, and equipment are corroded due to rusting and due to humidity, and they lose their potency and cost industries an estimate of $7 billion. And even in our day-to-day lives, copper wires, when they are rusted, they lose a bit of their conductivity. The batteries are not usable when they are rusted. Now, this may seem like trivial to you or me. What? Some copper wires are getting rusted. But on a larger scale, this is a very, very big problem. Our health too is affected. Humidity causes dehydration, muscle cramps, asthma, eczema, and a lot more skin conditions and disorders. This leads to a lot of medical bills, a lot of visits to the hospital. Not a very good experience for people living in such cities. So what is the solution? I invite Mahika to take over.
Now that we're aware of what issues are caused by lack or excess of humidity, now to the main portion of our proposal. What is our solution? Is convert the excess atmospheric moisture back into water and then leading this water to reservoirs. As we know, water can be utilized in various ways, and this will in turn help a large number of people. Since we are using the excess moisture, converting it into water, this can cover up the shortage faced by people to an extent. Hence, we're hitting two birds with one stone. Now, how do we know how much humidity to dehumidify or absorb the atmosphere? We will be including sensors that will be
I have stopped the clock. I have a feeling that Mahika lost connectivity.
I shall continue, sir, on her part.
All right, Divi, if you're ready, I'm restarting the clock now.
Yes, sir. Additionally, there are sensors that monitor the humidity and act as a switch for the plant to be in use. So when the humidity is high, the plant powers up, and when it is at optimum level, it shuts down. And further, this is a sustainable project which uses renewable energy in the form of solar energy as well. Let's talk about the benefits of our plant. As mentioned previously, all the problems that are caused by humidity, we help in reducing those. And further, let us now look at the structure of our dehumidifier plants. So these plants will be placed in certain realms of the cities or large-scale areas, which would control the humidity levels of the place. We would track down the places where there is excess humidity and where that excess humidity is coming from, and then plan on the placement of the dehumidifier for more efficiency. Our main goal is to control humidity and not remove it from the atmosphere. This means that we will have to control the amount of work that dehumidifier is doing, and so that there is no massive decrease or increase in the humidity in the air. This can be measured by using an instrument called hygrometers. And also, as stated before, we will have water as a byproduct, which can further be utilized in many ways. And we'll also be purifying air in this process. And we would like to emphasize on this because we believe it is a very important part in today's polluted world. Here you can see that a comfort range for humidity in the environment is between 20 to 60%. And our plant would maintain this range at 50%. Thus keeping it at an optimum level. I invite Mohit to continue.
Speaking of design, we have a basic structure of our model. As we can see, there are two turbines in front as air inlets. These air inlets take in the moist air, and then the air is gone through filters which removes dust from the air. Then the filtered air goes through the dehumidification process, where the vapor is turned back into water by condensation, which gives us our main byproduct, which is water. And then comes the last step, where the purified air is released back to the atmosphere by turbines. So what are the simple techniques that we are using for better efficiency? We have listed two of them down. First one, the direction of wind. We will track down the common flow of wind in the particular area and then place the device in such a way where it will be able to take in more air. Second, time. It's common knowledge that land breeze and sea breeze, which is the direction of wind from land to sea or sea to land, changes as day turns to night. Keeping this in mind, we track down when the dehumidifier would work.
So now we took a look on how we are going to reduce humidity to save mankind. So now let us see how we will grow our business. We plan to sell this idea as patents to the various governments and organizations in the world who can further on develop this idea and implement it in their cities. And upon receiving the money for our patents, we plan on expanding the business by developing our own sensors which regulate the workings of the plant. We believe that we can develop more plants for the dehumidifier plant that revolve around technology, thus making our business sustainable in the long run. So we would be separated into two horizons, management and invention. Under management, once our patents are sold, we would have a person or a group of people advising the people who have purchased the patent who will implement the idea and will help plan out the whole project. And the invention, as mentioned before, we would, once we have procured the seed money, we would create various technologies like sensors and perhaps even more products, because as I'm sure you all know, the sky is the limit with technology. And with that, we come to an end of our proposal. We are open to questions now.
Well, team from the Manipal School, Mangalore, very, very well done. Before we get on to the questions, here's a bit of an insight. I attended my MBA course in Manipal, and Srikanth here went to Surathkal. And both of us are looking at your product and thinking, if only that entire region could be a little less humid, life would have been so much better. So very well done on the ideation bit. I will leave the judges with the questions. Over to you, sirs.
Great. Flo, you want to go first?
Yeah, sure. I wanted to understand, like, who will, again, like the same question, who will be the customer? Like, I mean, the main, obviously, like, your product will make life easier and will make life more comfortable for people. But who will pay for this? Who will pay for that luxury? Who's your customer?
Yes, so we are targeting this to organizations and the government. So for example, the government that rules Mangalore, let's take an example of our own city. And so we are doing this because we recognize the fact that we alone don't have the power, but we are offering our ideas and our technology and our knowledge, our intellectual property to the people so that they can make the dream come true. And of course, in this big country like India, a big state like Karnataka, we certainly believe that they would have the funds to make this idea into being and better the lives of everyone living in this area.
Okay, so let's take the example of Mangalore. How many of your machines or units would you need to, bring down the humidity of Mangalore to the desired range?
Mohit, I would like you to answer, please.
Yeah, that depends on the amount of humidity that the place contains and where and all it's high. So it's not always that, like in Mangalore, all the places have the moderate humidity. Also, the wind directions matter. So by seeing that, we'll be able to track down the places where we'll put the dehumidifiers. So basically, on amount of Mangalore, I think 15 is like more than enough. I think it will do more job.
Okay, and how, let's say, like, let's take those 15, what would be the total cost of these 15 units? How much, let's say the city of Mangalore says, hey guys, this is a fantastic idea. I want to purchase these 15 units to make the life of my citizens more comfortable and easier. How much would you charge them?
So as we mentioned in our PPT, we are just selling our idea as a patent. We are not really constructing the plant per se, because we recognize the fact that we don't have the means to make this into a possibility. But we know that the government will certainly have the power, and by doing this we are also saving the government's money, the petroleum refineries, industrial setups and things like that. There are many refineries here in Mangalore itself, and so definitely the government will save money and they can use this money to make the plant and sustain the plant. So, yes.
Okay, thank you. Shrikant, over to you.
So first of all, yeah, I concur with Subhayu that, I would love to have such a product if someone could make it, but I still have doubts about the efficacy. But I still, I would like to congratulate on your imaginative thinking on this. But like literally, this is like a boiling the ocean kind of a product, right? So you want to create a product and you want to, decrease humidity. Just think about it. So for example, like, have you heard of of course you have heard of air conditioning of stages and all, but you generally don't have air conditioning of the entire city, right? So that's because you can't. I mean, it has become super expensive to even manage that, and it's always in touch with the outer atmosphere, so it will always be correcting itself, the temperature. So think about the efficacy. I like the concept a lot because I've survived in the 4 years like Subhayu mentioned. So I would love to have this product, but just think about the efficacy when you are eventually thinking of implementing it, because people will also take your patent only if that is applicable for them, right? So government will be also able to spend only if they know that they will be able to generate the return. So that was the only point. Otherwise, I think the presentation was well done. The insight which led to this solution is great. This is a real insight, but maybe the solution itself, you need to really think of how efficacy is. And like the answer you just gave, Divi, that you are just selling the patent, but you also need to understand the business model of who is acquiring your patent, because if it is not viable for them, then nobody will buy your patent, right? So it is all interrelated in some sense, and that is the way businesses work. So I just wanted to leave that thought with you, because you're all young and you will definitely learn these things, and I really love the idea. And if ever there was a product, I would definitely buy it. Yeah, thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for the judges. Please put in the scores for Manipal School Mangalore in the scoring sheet. In the meantime, audience, this is where you get to have your say. I have launched the poll. You know the drill. 90 seconds. Please rate the performance of team from Manipal School Mangalore as you saw them perform. Also, interestingly, I think the second team had a product which measures toxin in sweatbands. I think you guys need to talk, because humidity and sweat are fairly interrelated. Between the two of you, I think you have 100% of world population covered. You either have solved for humidity or you're benefiting from humidity.
Yes, sir, definitely. We would be open to any partnerships. We would love to make the world a better place for everyone.
See, this is all about being an entrepreneur. Do not let a single chance go. As long as you have that down pat, I think you're sorted. We are 51 seconds in, 75% of people have voted. Just about 20 seconds to go before we have all the scores, all the polls, and then I can show you the scores for everyone. Last 10 seconds. And that's time. All right, so I have the poll results, I have the judges' scores, and you think that I will show you the scores right away, but where's the fun in doing that? I'm going to keep you in suspense for a little while longer, also because I need to tabulate the scores, to be very honest. But well, here is a little bit about Notebook. So we at Notebook are an EdTech organization. We make these short videos pertaining to your school curriculum. So any subject in your school, any topic, you would always find a set of videos on Notebook that almost make it like the Netflix of education. I am going to show you some very short clips of some of our videos so that you know exactly what kind of content I'm talking about.
नमस्ते बच्चों, नोटबुक में आपका स्वागत है। इस नए वीडियो को आपके सामने प्रस्तुत करते हुए हमें बेहद खुशी हो रही है। हमारा उद्देश्य है परंपरागत शिक्षा को आधुनिक तरीके से पेश करना, ताकि हमारी ये नई पीढ़ी या आप सभी कहीं भी कभी भी इसे आसानी से पढ़ सकें।
Hello students, today we are going to study the story Madam Rides the Bus, written by Valli.
The king, Louis XVI, had come to power in 1774 at only 20 years of age. The king helped the 13 American colonies gain independence from Britain.
Curly brown hair turning permanently black. If you memorize this line, it will help you remember the ratios all your life. How? Let's see. Some people have is a way of remembering sine is equal to perpendicular by hypotenuse. Provides energy for everything you do throughout the day. Next is the nucleus, the brain of the cell. This is where all the secrets are stored. Why do you think you have black eyes as your parents? Aha! Thank the nucleus.
Whoa, what is this? We are gonna drown.
Don't worry, you're not going to drown. This is the cytoplasm.
Sometimes, a fully grown individual, such as Hydra or Planaria or starfish, can give rise to a complete individual from its body parts. Isn't this interesting?
नोटबुक में आप सभी का पुनः स्वागत है।
Well, so that's what we do here at Notebook. And here's the person who started it all off, Achin Bhattacharya. Achin is the founder and CEO at Notebook. A chartered accountant by training, Achin was a director at Deloitte prior to starting Notebook. He has worked in India and abroad in various senior capacities across major consulting companies. Achin, I think we've seen 4 wonderful presentations. Time for you to share your opinions.
Really wonderful. Must appreciate all the 4 schools: Abu Dhabi Indian School, DPS Haldwani, Infant Jesus School Ambernath, and Manipal School Mangalore. So I must congratulate our young friends with great self-confidence. So today when I was listening to you, in fact, I just couldn't help but remember one of my favorite quotes by Pablo Picasso. He once summed it up very well. He said, every child is an artist. The problem is how to remain an artist once he grows up. So we all grow out of creativity. We don't grow into creativity. So what I honestly believe is that you really have to let yourself go in order to be creative. You really need to dare to dream big. Very often what happens is, as you walk through the journey of life, somewhere between idealism and realism in your entire journey, that sort of practicality builds in, and that's natural. But in the process, I would really urge each one of you not to lose your creativity. The fact that you're coming up with ideas, you're coming up with thoughts of your own, that's the best part. That's the most wonderful part. Winning, losing, how much you're scoring on a given day, this is very momentary. So trust me, what is most important is that this entire chain of thoughts that we are trying to start here, this entire culture of entrepreneurship, the fact that yes, this is possible, we can dream big, we can really think beyond the CTCs and the campus placement, this is possible. So that's the whole chain of thought that we're trying to bring in. So I think really, really wonderful session. Also, I must thank our esteemed judges, both Flo and Shrikant, for taking their time out and mentoring our young friends. So really some very thought-provoking questions I must compliment. And one of the best takeaways from a session like this are the kind of suggestions that your esteemed judges are coming up with, questions, and behind each question, there's an intent of trying to mentor you, trying to fine-tune the idea further. And trust me, at times, the whole difference between someone who has done it and someone who really tried but missed it by margin might be one good tip. So this is very, very important. So trust me, friends, when you hear sessions like this, and not only with regard to your idea, but also with regard to what your peers are presenting, with regard to other matches. So I think very, very insightful. So the other part is that the whole idea, the whole intent behind Ignite is that we really want students to have a more real world experience, learning about business and not just picking up the right answers on a test sheet. That's the whole intent. And going by the kind of passion that I'm seeing here, going by the kind of ideas and also the fantastic support, the entire support system, be it your schools, be it your parents, I don't see any reason why you can't realize your dreams. Of course you can. So it gives me great confidence in our Gen Next, undoubtedly. So I'm sure you guys are rightly poised. So I think overall great session, some very good ideas, great composure. The fact is, when you're being asked a question, whether you're being able to come up with data or write facts, that's one part of it. The other part is, are you being able to respond appropriately? Are you making your presence felt? Do you have a voice? The fact is, yes. And considering your age, as Srikanth also mentioned, that considering your age, what I see here, undoubtedly, there's very honestly, I can tell you that we were nowhere near. So undoubtedly great. So hats off, a big round of applause for all of you. I also thank the esteemed principals for encouraging your endeavor. And of course, I'm sure you have made your teachers and parents very, very proud with your performance. So really wonderful flow of thoughts. Over to you, Shubhai. You all look forward to the scores. But then again, as I told you, that scores, whether irrespective of how you scores, please don't lose your heart over it. That's just momentary. The biggest takeaway from the session is the fact that yes, you participated here, you came, you presented your ideas, and you got some great advice from our esteemed judges. Thank you. Over to you, Shubhai.
Well, thank you for that, Achin. And here are the scores that you have all been waiting for. The Abu Dhabi Indian School, Branch 1, you had 62 out of 100 from the judges and 12 from the audience. Delhi Public School, Haldwani had 66 from the judges and 12 from the audience. Infant Jesus School, Ambernath had 58 from the judges, but scored a high 16 from the audience. And Manipal School, Mangalore, you will finish with 42 from the judges and 13 from the audience, which brings your total scores to 74, 78, 74, and 55, respectively. As Achin said, all 4 ideas were brilliant, some perhaps a little more feasible than the others, but please don't let it tell you that you should not follow that track. Dubai was once a desert. Today, anybody who has traveled to Dubai and has moved from the desert into the city can tell you that it looks like science fiction growing out of the sand. So yes, things can become possible once you stay at it for long enough and work hard enough. For the teams who have done well, this is just the first round. And if you make it into the semifinals, which the top 24 of our 64 teams will, that would be a tougher contest with perhaps more tight ideas. This was all for me. I will see you again tomorrow with 2 more qualifiers. Until then, please take care and goodbye.